Vivian Lin and I ended things on mutual terms. She reunites with the first love she thought she had lost forever. And me? I was just her body double. I swallow my pride, take the $50 million breakup money, and walk away quietly. Clean, dignified. So why, after all that, does she come charging at me screaming she wants me dead? All I did was go on one blind date. 1. Marcus Shen, are you tired of living? A sharp, furious scream cuts through the air. The private dining room door explodes open. Vivian storms in, heels clicking like gunshots. She snatches the wine bottle off the table and smashes it onto the floor. Glass flies everywhere. Deep red wine splashes across the girl sitting across from me. She screams. Her face drains white with terror. Miss Lin, have you lost your mind? I frown. Lost my mind? I think that's you. Vivian lunges at me, grabbing my collar, her eyes red with rage. I've only been gone a few days. We broke ergo on a blind date behind my back? We broke up, I say, calm as still water. Broke up? Her jaw tightens. Did I agree to that? She glares at me, grinding her teeth. That $50 million I gave you? That was pocket money. You were supposed to sit at home and wait for me. Who gave you the nerve to take my money and go looking for another? I pry her fingers off my collar. Vivian, that $50 million was breakup money. You said Brandon was back. You wanted to make it official with him. So I took the money and stepped aside. I cleared the path for you. Isn't that exactly what you wanted? A clean, dignified ending? Dignified? She slams the table. Who do you think you are? You dare talk to me about dignity? You are nothing but a dog I kept. Even after I'm done with you, you stay put and wait. The girl from the blind date is shaking head to toe. She grabs her bag and bolts for the door. Stop! Vivian's voice is ice cold. The bodyguard outside immediately blocks her path. Vivian, you've gone too far. Let her go. I rise to my feet. Vivian laughs. Cold, sharp. She walks up to the girl and looks her up and down. This is what you picked? Are you blind? You bring this cheap little nobody to insult me? Please show some respect. The girl is on the verge of tears. Crack! Vivian's hand flies across the girl's face. The slap lands hard. Who do you think you are? How dare you talk back to me? That does it. My patience is gone. I step forward and pull the girl behind me. What is your problem? Just then, frantic footsteps come pounding down the hall. Brandon G rushes in, gasping for air. His face is pale, his eyes red. He looks like a gentle breeze could knock him over. Vivi, don't be upset. This is all my fault. His voice cracks with tears. I never should have come back. If I hadn't shown up, Marcus wouldn't have felt threatened. He wouldn't have gone on this date. Please don't blame him. Blame me instead. Vivian takes Brandon's hand. Her eyes soften in an instant. Brandon, this has nothing to do with you. You're just too kind-hearted, and that's how ungrateful traitors like him take advantage. She turns to me, her eyes freezing over again. Marcus, look at Brandon, then look at yourself. You're not even worth one of his fingers. I stare at these two snakes. If he's so perfect, why are you here? Go be with him. You think I want to be here? Vivian's eyes lock onto mine. Word of your little date has already spread through my entire circle. Everyone knows that Vivian Lin's dog turned around and went sniffing after someone else. You've humiliated me. I take a slow, deep breath. I push the anger back down. Who I date is my business, not yours. I took the money. We're even. Let her go and we never cross paths again. Even? She pulls out her phone, smiling dangerously. She dials. Freeze every account under Marcus Shen's name, especially the one with the $50 million. Not 1 cent moves. She hangs up, looking at me with cold satisfaction. Marcus, you're broke now. I'd love to see how you manage without my money. What are you going to spend on another woman? My fist tightens. My nails dig into my palm. Vivian, don't push me. Or what? She steps closer. She reaches up and pats my cheek. Your sister's medical bills are due next month, aren't they? Without that $50 million, she has nothing to live on. My pupils contract. Touch her and see what happens. That depends on how well behaved you are. A cruel smile curls at her lips. She points to the door. Come with me, now. Or tomorrow, I'll have someone pull the plug on your sister. Brandon tugs gently at Vivian's sleeve. Vivi, isn't this a bit too harsh? Marcus just wasn't thinking straight. Forgive him, just this once. Stay out of it, Brandon. This one's a glutton for punishment. Vivian scoffs, turning back to me with contempt. Marcus, 3 seconds. 1. I close my eyes. I bury the murderous look in my eyes. Fine. I'll go with you. 2 bodyguards move in and grip my arms. I don't resist. I let them drag me out of the restaurant. The girl from the blind date cowers in the corner, trembling. Watching. I don't even get to say sorry. I'm shoved into Vivian's stretch limo. The air inside feels suffocating. Vivian sits across from me, a glass of champagne in her hand. Brandon is curled against her shoulder like a satisfied cat. Marcus, feeling sorry for yourself? She swirls her glass, dripping with mockery. You took my money, so act like a body double and know your place. I haven't dismissed you yet, and you're already lining up a replacement? Who do you think you are? I turn and stare out the window. Silence. Gone quiet? You had plenty to say back there. She nudges my shin with the tip of her heel. Talk. What do you want to hear? I turn back slowly, my face blank. You want me to beg or swear my loyalty? I look straight at her. Vivian, if you love Brandon so much, why won't you let me go? Vivian's expression darkens instantly. Let you go? Dream on. Your face looks a little like Brandon's. That's your only value. Now that Brandon's back, you're not even worth carrying my shoes. But what belongs to Vivian Lin, even if I throw it away, no one else gets to pick it up. Brandon lets out a perfectly timed sigh. Marcus, don't make Vivi upset. upset. She's blunt, but she still cares. If you just behave, Vivi won't let anything happen to your sister. Every word sounds kind. Every word is a blade. I let out a cold laugh. Brandon, drop the act. You ran because you wanted money, not love. You drained the Lin family and disappeared. Now that Vivian's in power, you crawl back, playing the devoted lover. Aren't you afraid of karma? Splash. A glass of ice-cold champagne hits me full in the face. Vivian's eyes burn with fury. Marcus, shut your mouth. Brandon had his reasons back then. How dare you slander him? Say one more word against him and I will end you. Brandon's eyes immediately fill with tears, spilling over one by one. Vivi, don't. He's right. This is all my fault. I never should have come back. I'll leave right now. You'll never see me again. He reaches for the door, and Vivian throws her arms around him, gently wiping his tears. Brandon, don't go. He's the one who should leave. I promise he'll answer for this. The limo pulls up to the Lin family's hillside mansion. I'm shoved out roughly. I stumble but stay on my feet. Vivian takes Brandon's hand. She walks like a queen. Lock him in the basement. Without my permission. Nobody feeds him. She drops those words and walks away. 2 bodyguards drag me to the damp, dark basement. The iron door slams shut. Dead silence. I lean against the cold stone wall and force air into my lungs. I don't know how long I sit there. Then, footsteps. The lock clicks. A blinding strip of light cuts through the dark. Brandon strolls in carrying a cup of hot tea. The wounded puppy act is completely gone. What's left is pure unmasked satisfaction. Marcus, not exactly comfortable down here, is it? He stops in front of me. He looks down at me. What do you want? I stare at him, cold. Just bringing tea. He chuckles softly, then flips his wrist. Scalding tea pours onto his own hand. Ah! He lets out a wrenching shriek. The cup crashes to the floor and shatters. The door bursts open. Vivian rushes in with several servants. Brandon, what happened? She spots the swollen burn on his hand instantly. She gasps. Brandon leans into her. Vivi, I was just trying to bring Marcus some tea, and instead of drinking it, he threw it on me. He collapses into Vivian's arms, clinging to her, sobbing so hard he can barely breathe. Is he still angry that I took you from him? Vivian's head whips around. Her eyes cut into me like a poisoned blade. Marcus, are you looking to die? She charges at me. Her hand swings at my face. I catch her wrist. Vivian, think. He poured that tea himself. He spilled it on himself. You didn't see that? You dare make excuses? She wrenches free and swings again. Backhand. The crack echoes off the basement walls. I turn my head with the blow. A taste of copper hits my tongue. Hit him! Vivian screams, pointing at me, her voice breaking. Don't stop until he kneels before Brandon and begs for forgiveness. The bodyguards swarm me all at once. Fists rain down on me. I curl up on the ground, hands protecting my head. I don't make a sound. Vivian watches every second of it, unmoved. Marcus, this is what happens when you defy me. Who exactly do you think you are? To touch what's mine? Brandon tugs her sleeve softly. He turns away, pretending he can't bear to watch. Vivi, that's enough. Someone's going to die. He did stay by your side for 3 years. He put in the time, if nothing else. You're too gentle-hearted. Vivian cups his face tenderly. She waves a hand. The beating stops. I drag myself up off the floor. I wipe the blood from the corner of my mouth. A sharp pain cuts through my chest. Probably 2 broken ribs. I look up and fix my eyes on her. Vivian, you should have finished the job today, because one day I will make you pay back every single thing. With interest. Vivian stares at me like I've just told the funniest joke she's ever heard. Pay me back? You? You're a worthless charity case who survives on my handouts. What exactly are you going to fight me with? She walks up to me. She plants her heel on my hand and grinds down on my knuckles. I clench my jaw. I refuse to cry out. Tomorrow night is our engagement party. She towers over me, voice dripping with venom. Since you love the Lin household so much, come serve us tomorrow. My head snaps up. Not a chance. You don't get a choice. Vivian smirks. Your sister's ventilator cost $100,000 a month to maintain. Say no, and I'll have someone pull her medication at the hospital today. My whole body stiffens. The fury in my eyes nearly burns straight through her. Vivian, you are an absolute monster. Call me whatever you want. She shrugs, unbothered. Remember, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, put on a server's uniform. Don't embarrass me. She takes Brandon's arm and walks out without a glance back. The iron door locks again. I slide down the wall in the dark. I press my hands to my head. My sister is the only person I have left in this world. 3 years ago she was in a car accident. She fell into a vegetative state. The driver fled. To cover the crushing medical bills, I had no choice but to sign that humiliating body double contract. I told myself, endure 3 years, take the 50 million, get my sister out of the country for treatment. I never imagined Vivian had no intention of letting me walk free. The next evening, the Lin mansion blazes with light. I move through the crowd in an ill-fitting server's uniform, balancing a tray full of champagne flutes. Perfume and silk surround me on all sides. My ribs still throb with every breath. Every step feels like dancing on needles. Vivian stands at the center of the hall in a stunning haute couture gown, arm in arm with Brandon in a tailored suit, soaking up congratulations from every direction. Oh my. Isn't that Marcus? A sharp voice hits me from behind. I turn. It's Vivian's best friend, Yvonne Zhao. She looks me over with open contempt, wine glass in hand. What are you wearing? I figured you'd already been kicked to the curb by now. Guests nearby begin to stare. Miss Zhao, Excuse me, I keep my voice low. Excuse you? Yvonne scoffs. You're a server carrying a tray of drinks. How dare you talk to me like that? Her wrist flicks. Red wine pours across my face. The cold liquid trails down my cheek and into my collar. I look completely humiliated. The entire hall goes silent. Every head turns our way. Whispers ripple through the crowd. Vivian and Brandon drift over. What's going on? Vivian frowns. Vivi, your servant here has no manners at all. Yvonne plays the victim first. I was being perfectly nice and he glared at me. Vivian glances at me, cold as ever. Marcus, are you asking for it again? Apologize to Yvonne right now. I wipe the wine from my face. I meet her gaze, steady. I didn't do anything wrong. I have nothing to apologize for. You dare talk back? Vivian raises her hand. Yvonne, another slap is coming, but Brandon grabs her arm. Vivi, today's our engagement. Don't waste your energy on someone like him. He turns to me, and something dark flickers behind his eyes. Marcus, just say sorry. Don't make a scene. Just then, Brandon lets out a sharp cry. My ring! Where's my ring? He pats his pockets frantically, face going white. Vivi, the engagement ring you gave me. It's gone. The words hit the room like a thunderclap. The entire hall erupts. That ring is worth $10 million, purchased by Vivian at an overseas auction just for this occasion. How can it be gone? It was right in his pocket. Vivian panics. I don't know. The only person who came near me was Marcus. Brandon points directly at me. Marcus, did you take my ring? Every eye in the room lands on me. Contempt, mockery, hungry for a spectacle. All of it woven into one suffocating stare, like a net with no way out. I stare at Brandon's performance of a face. I didn't take anything. Liar! Yvonne jumps in immediately. You were the only one close to Brandon just now. If not you, then who? Marcus, are you that desperate? Stealing the engagement ring right off him? Vivian's face goes dark as a storm. She steps right up to me. She stares straight into my eyes. Marcus, hand it over. I already told you, I didn't take it. I don't flinch. Still playing dumb? Vivian laughs coldly and turns to the bodyguard. Search him. Two bodyguards move in and grab my shoulders. They begin rifling through my clothes. I don't struggle. I let them treat me like a criminal, because I know that fighting back only brings more humiliation. A few seconds later, one of them pulls a small velvet box from my jacket pocket. Inside, a brilliant diamond ring sits perfectly still. The crowd erupts. He actually stole it. Oh my god. It's disgusting. Couldn't squeeze money out of her as a body double, so he resorts to theft. How did Miss Lin end up with such an ungrateful traitor? Brandon sees the ring and immediately covers his mouth, eyes filling with tears. Marcus, if you needed money, you could have just asked me. Why would you steal the ring Vivi gave me? This ring is a symbol of our love. Every word shoves me deeper into the eye of the storm. Vivian's whole body shakes with rage. She snatches the box. Marcus, you absolutely disgust me. Has the Lin family ever let you go hungry? Gone without? And you sink this low to steal? The box slams into my forehead. A thin line of blood opens up. I watch the ring roll across the floor, and I start to laugh. What's so funny? My laughter infuriates her. I'm laughing at how blind you are. I look up. My eyes are cold. Brandon never came near me tonight. So how exactly did that ring end up in my pocket? You already know the answer. Are you accusing Brandon of setting you up? Vivian raises her hand. Crack. A vicious slap across my face. I know exactly what kind of man Brandon is. He wouldn't step on an ant. Set you up? Impossible. Marcus, you're a thief and a liar. She points to the floor in front of her. Get on your knees, bow to Brandon, and beg for forgiveness. Her voice cuts like a blade. Or I will call the hospital right now and have them pull your sister off life support. That move again. She always finds the exact weakness. She always finds a way to make me fold. I look at the gloating faces surrounding me. I look at Brandon's eyes, barely able to hide his triumph. And I look at Vivian's face, the face that once stunned me and now only fills me with disgust. The last flicker of hope inside me goes completely dark. 3 years. I stayed because of what old Mr. Lin did for me. I buried my identity. I became her body double, invisible by choice. I believed that if I kept giving ground, she would eventually understand. I was wrong. Some people are rotten, all the way to the core. Vivian, this is the last time you threaten me. I look at her calm. No anger, no shame. Only the cold distance of someone looking at a corpse. I reach into my pocket and pull up my phone. Right in front of everyone, I dial a number I haven't called in 5 years. One ring. It connects. Hello, a voice comes through. Low, commanding, unmistakable. Derek, I speak quietly. I'm done playing. Come get me. The entire hall goes silent. Everyone freezes. No one quite registers what just happened. Vivian is the first to recover. She looks at me like I've just said the most ridiculous thing she's ever heard. She laughs out loud, unrestrained. Marcus, have you lost your mind? Derek, who's Derek? What? Your deadbeat father who worked construction. You think one phone call and a little theater gets you out of this? Her smile vanishes. Her eyes go lethal. Last chance. Get on your knees, or your sister doesn't make it through tonight. I put my phone away and look at her without warmth. Vivian, you'll find out very soon who should be kneeling. Still talking big. Vivian is stung by the look in my eyes. Humiliation turns to fury. Bodyguard, pin him to the ground. If he doesn't kneel, break his legs. Several large bodyguards close in around me. Brandon stands just behind Vivian. Marcus, just give in. Why make this harder than it needs to be? The bodyguard's hand is 1 second from grabbing me. Boom! The massive front doors of the mansion explode inward. The force is enormous. The crystal chandeliers in the hall tremble. Everyone jolts. Every head turns. 2 rows of men in black suits and dark glasses file in and line both sides of the entrance. Their presence alone outclasses the entire Lin security team. Then, flanked by the guards, a man and a woman stride into the hall, in perfect command of every step. The man is tall. His face is stern. His features carry a trace of resemblance to mine. Everything about him radiates the authority of someone who has held power for a long time. He is the current head of the Shen dynasty, the most powerful conglomerate family in the capital. My brother, Derek Shen. Beside him, a woman in a striking red gown, breathtakingly beautiful, yet her eyes are sharp enough to cut. That is Jade Jiang, heiress of the Jiang family, one of the most elite families in the capital, and my fiancé, a match arranged before we were even born. The hall falls absolutely silent. Everyone is stunned by what just walked in. Vivian narrows her eyes. She steps forward. Who are you people? How dare you barge into my engagement party? Jade doesn't even glance at her. She walks straight to me. Her eyes go to the cut on my forehead and the mark across my face, and her expression turns to ice. Who did this? Her voice is quiet, but it carries a pressure that makes the room shrink. I say nothing. I just turn and look at Vivian. Jade turns too. She walks toward Vivian, each step deliberate. Was it you? What if it was? Vivian's confidence wavers just slightly, but she holds her ground. He stole Brandon's ring. I was disciplining what's mine. It's none of your business. What's yours? Jade gives a cold smile. The next second, she delivers a thunderous slap across Vivian's face. The force is massive. Vivian is knocked off her feet and hits the floor. Blood seeps from the corner of her mouth. The room gasps. Vivi! Brandon screams. He scrambles to pull her up. You crazy woman! Who gave you the right to hit her? Security! Where is security? Throw them out! Vivian holds her swelling cheek, staring at Jade in disbelief. You hit me? Do you have any idea who I am? I don't care who you are. Jade looks down at her, like she's looking at trash. You put your hands on Jade Jiang's man. You must be tired of living. Her man? Vivian freezes. She looks at me, then at Jade, then she bursts out laughing. Marcus, look at you. I just cut you loose and you've already latched onto a rich woman. What is she? Some actress you hired from a club somewhere? She's pretty convincing, I'll give you that. Derek's expression goes completely dark. He walks to my side and puts a hand on my shoulder. Marcus, this is the woman you wasted 3 years on out of gratitude. Truly, beyond foolish. I let out a bitter smile. Derek, I was blind. Vivian's laughter dies on her face. She seems to finally sense that something is very wrong. Jade turns and surveys the room with a cold, steady sweep. Allow me to introduce someone. This is the second young master of Shen Group, the most powerful conglomerate family in the capital, and my fiancé, Jade Jiang's fiancé, Marcus Shen. The words drop into the room like a bomb. Every jaw drops. Shen Group. Marcus is the Tentrol's the financial backbone of the entire country. Marcus is the second young master of the Shen family? How is that possible? Oh my god, the Lin family just kicked a hornet's nest. Vivian's face goes deathly pale. She stares at me, lips trembling. No, this is impossible. You were just a man so desperate for money that you had no dignity left. A flat broke nobody. Your sister is still in a hospital bed, surviving on my money. I watch her unravel, and I feel nothing. Vivian, my sister's medical fees were paid in full, 10 years in advance, 3 years ago. I stayed by your side because your grandfather once saved my life. I made him a promise, 3 years of keeping you safe. The 3 years are up. We are done. I turn to Derek. Let's go. Wait. Brandon suddenly gets to his feet. He clearly hasn't grasped what's happening. He still tries to play the two-faced charmer. Marcus, even if you are a Shen, you can't just steal my ring. Give it back. Derek gives Brandon one cold glance. One bodyguard steps forward and drives a kick straight into Brandon's knee. Brandon cries out and crashes to the floor. Would a Shen spare a second glance at something that cheap? Derek scoffs. He leads me out of the Lin mansion with long, unhurried strides. Jade is the last to leave. She glances back at Vivian with a mocking half-smile. Miss Lin, brace yourself for what the Shen family is about to bring. Back at the Shen estate, I shower. I change into clean clothes. The cut on my forehead has already been treated by the private physician. I settle into the study and stare out at the night. I let out a long, slow breath. 3 years of silence and swallowed pride finally ends tonight. Derek sits behind the desk, flipping through documents. I've finished my background check on the Lin family, he says without looking up. All these years, Vivian has been living off what old Mr. Lin left behind, throwing her weight around, burning bridges everywhere she goes. She's made a lot of enemies. Lin Group's cash flow is already stretched thin. One small push from me, and they won't last a month. Do what you think is right, I say quietly. Meanwhile, across the city, the Lin mansion's engagement party collapses in chaos and shame. Guests flee like they're escaping a plague. Vivian sits alone in the emptied hall, hair tangled, cheeks swollen, looking completely unhinged. Brandon kneels beside her, carefully pressing ice to her face. Vivi, don't be upset. Marcus is bluffing. How could he possibly be a Shen? If he really had that kind of powerful background, why would he spend 3 years as your body double? His words are a lifeline. Vivian grabs them. You're right. She shoots to her feet. Something wild reignites behind her eyes. It's all theater. That woman calling herself Jade Zhang. He paid her to do this. He wants to embarrass me. Vivian Lin will not be scared off by this low-life move. She pulls out her phone immediately. She dials the company's chief financial officer. Get me everything on Shen Group's movements right now and freeze the account with the 50 million. Not 1 cent out. The voice on the other end is trembling. Miss Lin, something's very wrong. Every one of our overseas projects has been shut down without warning, and the banks have just pulled our credit lines. Our cash flow has collapsed. Vivian's phone slips from her hand and hits the floor. Her legs give out. She sinks onto the sofa. How? How is this happening? Brandon panics too. Vivi, what's wrong? Get away from me. She shoves him off. She paces the room like someone lost. This is impossible. How could Marcus have this kind of reach? I don't believe it. I'm going to confront him myself. The next morning, outside Shen Group headquarters, I step out of the private executive elevator, in a tailored haute couture suit, surrounded by a dozen senior executives. As I reach the lobby, I hear shouting. Let me in! I need to see Marcus! Vivian is being held back by several guards, screaming without a shred of dignity. She spots me. Her face lights up. She waves desperately. Marcus, get out here! I stop. I look at her without warmth. The guards tighten their grip. Let go of me. Do you know who I am? I am the president of Lin Group. Vivian fights against them. One of her heels comes off. I wave a hand. The guards release her. Vivian rushes straight at me, breathless and furious. Marcus, what dirty trick did you use to destroy my company? I look at the state of her. It almost makes me laugh. Vivian, do you still think this is a game? Who exactly do you think you are? If it weren't for old Mr. Lin, Lin Group should have gone bankrupt 3 years ago. That's a lie, Vivian screams. My grandfather would never need a broke nobody like you to save anything. You stayed for the money. That's all it ever was. I shake my head. I don't even want to explain anymore. Believe whatever you want. But I'll give you one warning. Lin Group going under is just the beginning. Everything you owe me, I will collect one debt at a time. I turn to leave. Vivian lunges and grabs my arm with both hands. You can't do this to me. I am your woman. Have you forgotten 3 years together? I shake her off with contempt. Vivian, stop flattering yourself. Did you ever once touch me in those 3 years? Every time you looked at me, you were thinking about Brandon, that worthless man. He's back now. Shouldn't you be celebrating? So why are you here? She has no answer. Just then, Jade walks in through the entrance in her heels and steps to my side. She links her arm through mine effortlessly. Marcus, don't waste words on trash. She looks down at Vivian. Miss Lin, I strongly suggest you go home and start preparing for bankruptcy liquidation. Wait any longer, and you won't even have enough left to buy a plane ticket out of here. Vivian stares hard at Jade, at her arm linked through mine, and something unhinged flashes behind her eyes. Jade, don't celebrate too soon. Marcus doesn't love you. He's only with you to get back at me. Jade looks at her like she said something embarrassingly foolish. Vivian, are you seriously that paranoid? Whether Marcus loves me is none of your concern, but you threw away your family's century-old legacy for a two-faced charmer who never told you the truth. If your grandfather could see this from the grave, the shock might actually bring him back to life. Shut your mouth. Don't you dare insult Brandon. Vivian shrieks like something snapped inside her. Brandon is the only person in this world who truly loves me. When I was kidnapped, he risked his life to save me. He stayed with me in the dark for 3 days and 3 nights. He took a knife meant for me. Marcus? What is Marcus? Nothing but a cheap body double. When I hear that, a cold laugh escapes me. What's funny? Vivian glares at me, furious. Jade sighs quietly. She pulls a thick envelope from her bag. Vivian, I genuinely feel sorry for you. You've been played like a fool for years, and you've been worshipping the very person who wronged you. She hurls the envelope right into Vivian's face. Open your eyes wide and look. Look at who actually saved you. The contents scatter across the floor. Photos and documents spill out. Vivian stands frozen for a moment, then crouches down and picks up one photo. In it, a teenage boy covered in blood carries an unconscious girl on his back, struggling through a muddy mountain path. The boy's face is caked in dirt, but even so, it's unmistakably me, and the girl he carries is unmistakably Vivian. This? What is this? Vivian's hands are shaking. She tears through the documents on the floor. There are police reports from that night, hospital emergency records, even signed confessions from the kidnappers. Every single piece of evidence points to the same truth. The one who stayed with her in that abandoned warehouse for 3 days and 3 nights, the one who risked everything to pull her out, was Marcus Shen, not Brandon G. No, this can't be right. Vivian shakes her head over and over, her face as white as paper. Brandon had the jade pendant I left for my rescuer. How could he have lied? I look at her, cold and steady. That pendant belonged to my mother. When I saved you, I was badly wounded. I lost consciousness. Brandon took the pendant while I was out cold. He stole my identity as your rescuer. When I came to, old Mr. Lin had already uncovered the truth. He felt he owed me a debt, so he arranged for you to sign that contract. He wanted me close to you, to protect you, to guide you, but unfortunately, You were blind in more ways than one. The revelation hits Vivian like lightning. She crumples to the ground. She stares at the photo, tears falling heavy and fast onto the paper. So, the person who held my hand in the dark and told me not to be afraid, that was you? And the one who stepped in front of that knife for me, the one who carries a scar the length of an arm across his back, that was also you? I don't answer her, because no answer matters anymore. Vivian, now you know the truth. Don't come near me again. I take Jade's hand and walk back into the building. Behind me, Vivian lets out a cry that tears straight through the air. Marcus, don't go, let me explain. The guards drag her away without mercy. Vivian tears back to the Lin mansion in a frenzy. Brandon is on the sofa, relaxed, sipping red wine, mentally calculating his next move. Boom! The front door! Vivian bursts in, eyes blazing. She clutches the documents in both hands. Vivi, you're back! What did Marcus have to say? Brandon hurries toward her, slipping on his usual two-faced smile. Crack! Vivian slaps him across the face with everything she has. The force sends Brandon staggering, blood at the corner of his mouth. He covers his face. Why did you hit me? He looks wounded. Hit you. I want to kill you. Vivian hurls the documents straight into his face. Brandon G., you liar. You stole Marcus's pendant. You pretended to be the person who saved my life. You've been playing me for a fool all this time. Brandon sees the documents on the floor. His face drains of color. He knows it's over, but he still tries. Vivi, let me explain. Marcus forged all of this. He's deceiving you. Shut up! Vivian screams until her voice breaks. Get out! Get out of the Lin house! Brandon's mask shatters completely. He drops the helpless act for good. Vivian, what exactly are you so proud of? He laughs coldly. He wipes the blood from his mouth. You think you're still that untouchable Lin heiress? Lin, Group is about to go bankrupt. You're a broke nobody with nothing left. The only reason I came back was because you still had some use to me. You think I actually wanted to deal with your temper? Your insanity? Vivian stares at him, like she's seeing him for the very first time. What did you just say? I said you're a fool. Brandon's cruelty surfaces completely. You had Marcus Shen, one of the best cards anyone could hold, and you destroyed it yourself. Now you have nothing. And you expect me to stay and go down with you? He turns and sprints upstairs. He grabs whatever valuables he can find. He walks out of the Lin house and never looks back. Vivian sinks onto the cold floor. Her world has collapsed. The status she built her identity on, the love she never once questioned, all of it was a lie. And the one who truly protected her, truly loved her in the dark, she pushed away, with her own hands. Regret sinks its fangs into her heart. Marcus, I'm sorry, Marcus. She stumbles to her feet, whispering. She runs out of the mansion, and into a downpour. That same night, outside the Shen estate, rain falls in sheets. The wind howls. Vivian is soaked through, kneeling before the ornate iron gate of the Shen estate. Her thin frame trembles in the storm. She's pale as a ghost. Marcus, please, just see me. I know I was wrong. I really know. She pounds the gate. Her voice breaks through the rain, raw and desperate. The guard stands inside, umbrella open, expression blank. Miss Lin, please go home. The second young master has retired for the evening. I'm not leaving. He comes out or I stay. Vivian doesn't move. She lets the rain wash over what's left of her pride. Upstairs in the study, I stand at the floor-to-ceiling window and look down at the figure at the gate. Jade walks to my side, holding a warm cup of milk. She's been kneeling out there for 2 hours. Are you going to see her? I take the cup. I take a sip. I'll see her once. Some things need to be said clearly. I take a black umbrella and head outside. The heavy iron gate opens slowly. Vivian sees me. Her eyes explode with desperate hope. She scrambles forward on her hands and knees and wraps both arms around my legs. Marcus, you came. I'm so sorry. I was blind. Please forgive me. Let's start over. She tilts her face up toward mine. Rain and tears streaming down together. She has never looked so small. I look down at her, nothing in my eyes. Vivian, do you really think that's possible? Why not? She presses forward urgently. You were willing to die for me once. That means something is still there, right? Forgive me and I'll do anything. I'll be your body double. I'll serve you, whatever you need. Just don't leave me. I gently peel her hands away. I step back. Love that comes this late isn't love at all. Vivian, the Marcus who would have died for you, you killed him yourself. Down in your basement. Vivian's whole body shakes. She stares at me, hollow with despair. No, that's not true. Next month Jade and I are getting engaged. I deliver it calmly. It lands like a final blow. If you have any self-respect left, stay away from me. Otherwise, I don't mind making sure Lin Group disappears completely. I turn and walk back to the estate. The iron gate slams shut behind me. Marcus! Vivian lets out a scream and collapses unconscious into the rain. Days later, Lin Group officially declares bankruptcy. Vivian's father, unable to bear the blow, suffers a stroke and is rushed to intensive care. The Lin family, once untouchable, has fallen completely. And Brandon G., who fled with stolen money, doesn't escape justice either. He barely makes it overseas before Derek's people find him. Every dollar he took is stripped away, and he is sold to an illegal coal mine somewhere in Southeast Asia. He will never see daylight again. As for Vivian, she sells off. Every piece of jewelry, every designer bag, just barely scraping together her father's medical bills. She goes from an untouchable heiress to someone who has to beg and bow for a few $100s. But none of this has anything to do with me. The next month comes quickly. Jade and I hold our engagement party at the finest hotel in the capital. The venue is breathtaking, opulent and romantic. Every major name in business and government is in attendance. I stand under the lights in a pure white haute couture suit. I watch Jade walk toward me on her father's arm, slowly and gracefully. She is stunning tonight. Just as the host is about to announce the engagement, the ballroom doors burst open. A woman, ragged and hollow-eyed, staggers inside. Security rushes to stop her. "Let go of me. I need to find Marcus." She thrashes against them, voice hoarse and broken. The entire room recoils. I look closely, and my chest tightens. It's Vivian. She's wearing the white dress she wore the day we first met, only now it's yellowed from too many washes, worn through. Her hair falls loose and tangled around her shoulders. No color in her face, hollow eyes. She looks a decade older. She breaks free and stumbles toward the stage. "Marcus, you can't marry her." She looks up at me, her eyes full of pleading. "My father is gone. The hospital stopped his treatment. He died last night. I have nothing left. You're all I have." She's crying as she reaches for my hand. "Come with me. Let's go back to how things were. I won't lose my temper again. I'll do whatever you say." I look at her, every bit of this spectacle, and I feel nothing. "Vivian, are you out of your mind?" My voice is flat. "Your father's death is the result of choices you made. What does that have to do with me? And you come here, to my engagement party, to make a scene. Is your life not humiliating enough already?" "I'm not making a scene." She shakes her head frantically. "I just love you too much. Marcus, why won't you believe me?" Jade steps in front of me with a cold smile. "Vivian, you call that love? That's selfishness. That's possession. You never once treated Marcus as an equal. You treated him like a dog you could call and dismiss whenever you pleased. Now you've hit rock bottom and you come crawling back? You have no right." Every word from Jade cuts into Vivian like a blade. "Shut up, you," Vivian snaps. She lunges at Jade like something has completely broken inside her. "You stole Marcus from me. I'll kill you." I move fast. I pull Jade behind me and drive my foot hard into Vivian's stomach. She cries out and flies back like a broken kite, crashing to the floor. "Throw her out!" My voice cuts through the hall. Several guards rush forward and haul Vivian up, dragging her toward the exit. "You can't treat me like this. I saved your life. Have you forgotten?" Even as they drag her away, her eyes stay locked on mine. Screaming with desperation, I walk toward her. I look down. "Vivian, you have it backwards. I was the one who saved you, not the other way around. Whatever I owed the Lin family, these 3 years have paid it back in full. From this moment on, we are done. For good. If you ever show your face in front of me again, I promise you will wish you hadn't." Vivian's eyes go wide. She looks into mine, and finally understands it's truly over. The fight leaves her body all at once. She goes limp in the guard's arms and starts to laugh, a hollow, bone-chilling laugh. "Done for good, Marcus, you really are something." The door slams shut. Her laughter is cut off. The engagement party settles back into quiet. I turn around. I take Jade's hand. "I'm sorry you had to see that." Jade smiles softly. She squeezes back. "Don't be. The trash has been cleared. Now we can begin." The host's voice returns. Surrounded by applause, I slide the ring onto Jade's finger. Several months later, winter arrives early in the capital. Snow falls thick and heavy. I sit in the top floor office of Shen Group, going through the financial reports. Derek has stepped back from day-to-day operations. He has formally handed the weight of the company to me. Jade pushes the door open. She carries 2 cups of hot coffee. "Take a break, Mr. Shen." She smiles and hands me one of the cups. I press my fingers to my temple, take the coffee. I take a sip. The snow out there is really coming down. Jade walks to the window and looks down at the streets below, alive with traffic. "It really is. I heard the old neighborhoods in the south of the city are all being redeveloped." She turns to me suddenly. "Oh, by the way, guess who I saw on my way to work this morning?" "Who?" I ask, half paying attention. "Vivian." At that name, my grip on the cup pauses, just slightly. "Where?" "Near a recycling station in the south part of the city." Jade sighs. She looked completely gone. "Over a moldy piece of bring her home." "Saying you were coming to bring her home." I'm quiet for a moment. I set the cup down. "Is that right?" My voice stays completely level. When it comes to Vivian's end, I feel no satisfaction. No pity either. She planted what she planted. She harvested what she harvested. She brought all of this on herself. Going soft? Jade raises an eyebrow. She watches me with a half smile. I walk over and pull her close. "You're overthinking it. My heart is small. Only has room for you." Jade leans against my chest and smiles, satisfied. "That's more like it." A few days pass. I send my assistant to the south of the city, not to check on Vivian, but to handle the relocation of an orphanage that once belonged to the Lin family. The assistant returns. "Mr. Shen, the orphanage matter has been taken care of. I also happen to pick up some information about Vivian Lin." "Go ahead." I say, not looking up from my papers. 2 nights ago she was found frozen on the street. She was barely alive when someone found her. She was admitted to a psychiatric facility. The doctors say her mind has completely broken down. She will never recover. Understood, I say flatly. And don't bring me anything about her again. Of course. Mr. Shen. The assistant bows and leaves. I set down my pen. I walk to the window. The snow has stopped. Sunlight breaks through the clouds and falls across the city below. 3 years as a body double. Like a strange and senseless dream. A dream in which I endured humiliation after humiliation, but also saw the ugliness of human nature with perfect clarity. Vivian's pride, her obsession, her selfishness, they consumed her and pulled her into a darkness she will never leave. And I, after being tested to the edge of death, after having my dignity ground into the floor, have finally walked into something new. That evening, I drive back to the Shen estate. Jade is in the kitchen wearing an apron, moving between pots and pans. When she hears the door, she leans out. Her face is warm and bright. "You're home. Go wash your hands. Food's almost ready." I walk over and wrap my arms around her from behind. I rest my chin on her shoulder. "It smells incredible. What did you make?" "Everything you love." She turns her head and kisses me on the cheek. I look at her glowing face. Something fills me that I've never quite felt before. Stillness. The shadows of the past are completely gone. No Vivian, towering over everything. No two-faced Brandon playing his games. Just me and Jade, and everything we're about to face together. "Jade," I call her name softly. "Next month, let's get married." She goes still for a moment. Her eyes fill with the faintest warmth, something close to tears. She sets down the spatula and turns to face me. She holds me tight. Yes. Outside, the night sky lights up with fireworks, color spilling across the entire city. I hold the person I love, and I let the past go.